Hello. How are you doing? Well, I've been stuck in the house all day long. I meant to get out and do something, but all I do is answer a bazillion emails and 1,000 comments, some of which a person will spam to me like 40 times in a row, like copy paste, spam, spam, spam. Uh, I even had to remove a video today because someone else actually decided to spam my video at least 40 times. Anyway, well, it kind of ended on a good note today. I was able to pick up a Nikon D3, which I assume you know what a Nikon D3 is, for $50 today. Wow, it is a broken Nikon D3. But I'm actually going to strip the parts out and just use the chassis, peel off all the skin, and basically kind of taking it down to the skeleton, and that'll make a nice little piece of something, and be very interesting. So I was glad I was able to snag a Nikon D3 today for $50. Way great. One of the things, like, if I know Nikon people be tuning in, they'll be pissed. It's like, oh, this is another video about a Fuji. Whatever the case, I made a lot of videos about Fuji. If you don't like the Fuji videos, don't watch them, obviously. Yet I highly recommend anybody getting a Metabones adapter. It's actually, I don't have it here in the video, but I've got both of them. That if you get that, you can save yourself a ton of money. If you have issues with manual focus lenses, that's understandable. It's like, well, what do I want a Metabones adapter for? Because there's not going to have any autofocus capability. Well, the simplex fact is that you may only have the money to buy one Fuji and one lens, or two lenses, and you want some other opportunities, and especially depending on what your level of photographic skills are, you want to slow things down. I mean, throw it into aperture priority and spot metering, and actually take your time. Go out and spend a week making mistakes, and that's not a bad thing. You'll actually learn from your mistakes. It's not back in the days of film where you had to go home and process it, and unless you wrote stuff down, you just kind of had to remember what the hell it is you did wrong so you could fix it the next time. You can sit there and chimp on the picture and then immediately correct it, and take another shot. But the point is consider spending $100 on Metabones adapter, because, well, this is not a cheap lens. This is a Zeiss manual focus lens. You can get some really, really awesome old Nikkor non-AI lenses, which basically nobody wants, for $30, $40 a pop. I mean, good old lenses that are built like a tank. But since they're non-AI lenses, they're not going to mount unless they've been modified to any current Nikon, so people don't want them. But if you have the Metabones adapter, it will accept those non-AI lenses. You don't have an issue of damaging the feeler on the front mount of your camera. You don't have an issue with that. So if you've got that $100 adapter, then you've opened up a world of really awesome cheap lenses. And while this is not one of those cheap manual focus lenses, it's a Zeiss, you get lenses that are basically nearly as good as this, old Nikkor lenses. And also, it is the case also that you need to consider that since you'll be buying FX lenses for old 35mm film, that it's like, well, those old lenses had issues. Well, not as many as you think, no. And it also is the case that while some of those didn't have awesome corner-to-corner sharpness and they had vignetting, when you get a Metabones adapter for your Fuji, you're not going to have to worry about that, because you're going to be using only the best part of that lens. Your Fuji camera, DX crop sensor, is going to crop out the good part of the light that's projected from the rear element of that FX lens. It's called a crop sensor for a reason. So, I mean, it's like getting some funky bread that has some really, gross crust on it. And you're chopping it off. You're only taking the center portion of the sandwich bread, if you will, analogously. So consider getting a Metabones adapter for Fuji. I mean, it's really enjoyable and will save you a lot of money as far as, because for $100 you can get 3 lenses. And then it's like, well, what will $200 get you in a Fuji lens? It won't get you a damn thing. But here's an idea. $300. What will $300 get you towards your Fuji? It will get you a Metabones adapter. Now think of this, okay? Think. $200 towards your Fuji will get you a Metabones adapter and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good lenses. Actually, most of them would be great. $200, Metabones adapter, and 6 lenses. Yeah, they're manual focus. Yeah, but they're also built like a tank. There's nothing inside them to break down. There's no autofocus motors to break down. They're made like a tank. Yeah, but that's a lot of heavy weight on the front of my Fuji. Not really. No, it's not. The Metabones adapter doesn't really weigh much. And, you know, well, many of those older Nikkor lenses are heavy. I mean, this is a Zeiss lens. It's heavier than snot. I enjoy using it off the Fuji. It's not too much weight off the front of the Fuji. It's certainly a lot lighter weight than Fuji's most recent lens that they're coming out with, that gigantic telephoto beast. A lot less weight and a lot less size than that. So that's what $200 will get you for your Fuji. And this, you know, I'm not saying go do that, but just take it under consideration, because if you can only afford a few lenses, I mean, that's one hell of a deal. And, you know, a couple Fuji lenses, and it's like, well, I got $200, but that won't buy me, you know, 1/4 of one Fuji lens, usually. Yeah, but it will buy you 6 lenses and a Metabones adapter to mount all those 6 lenses on your Fuji, so I don't know why more people aren't actually doing that. The Metabones adapter, even though it's made in China, is actually exquisite, very, very high build quality. So anyway, thanks for watching, and catch you later. Bye.